Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jim. I got a movie review for a new film that it's one of those 2023, 2024 films. It's all perspective, how you want to choose to receive it. It is released 1/26/2024, but if you go to IMDb, it also shows a 2023 release. And that's because sometimes these get released early at film festivals the year before they actually make it to the public in like the United States. So we're calling this 2024 because I didn't go to that festival, whatever it was. This movie is a horror thriller and it's crazy. I like this movie, but it's crazy and it's not going to be for everybody. It's 1 hour and 40 minutes, and it's about a man who finds himself trapped in a desert canyon with a woman living off grid who is captive to a pack of sadistic boys. So it was written and directed by Barnaby Clay, and if I am correct in the memory banks of doing some research on this film, because it was so bizarre that I had to look some stuff up, this was his first feature film. He had done other smaller projects, but this was his first feature film. It has a very small cast. Scott Haze as Wyndham Stone. I thought he did a really great job. Kate Lynn Sheil plays Alina, and she also did a great job. And then there's all the weird kids. So I'm not going to go through all of them just because it's a bigger group than you kind of think. So a very, very slow burn, weird movie, lots of visual imagery, lots of uh, music that is very different and eerie at times. Um, this movie, I tried to like write down a few movies that I thought like there were like little tastes of. Um, a couple of them were like the original Hills Have Eyes, because you're kind of like in that weird deserty kind of setting, and then there's like a wild group. Wrong Turn in a way, because same kind of idea is like there's a group that are like wild or different, uh, and you don't really understand their backstory. And also, I wrote down Misery because at one point it becomes just this woman, Alina, and the guy, the man, why can't it Wyndham? I don't know why that name is going to be hard for me to remember, but like when they're together in this house cabin type thing at the bottom of this deep cabin canyon. What's with that cabin? Um, but yeah, so he is going through the desert at the beginning of this. We have all sorts of imagery. It makes it, for me, it was very uncomfortable because of the definite feeling of being in that dry desert in the heat, the desert heat. I just hate heat to begin with, so I can't imagine why. I think I remember he was like a photographer and he was taking photos maybe, but then he comes across like some kid who was lost and lost his parents and wants to help the kid, but the kid doesn't really want to be helped and kind of runs off, so he's trying to chase after the kid. But then he finds this canyon. I'm going to keep calling it a cabin. The canyon, and it has these like one of those sets of pool uh, ladder, like it's got the hooks over the side of the canyon. And so he climbs down, and it's a very, very long way down because he sees the house. And then there's the woman, Alina, in there. And then she ends up convincing him to spend the night because he's just like a mess. And she feeds him. And again, there's a lot of weird music, and then there's some imagery. There's some things that she does that are a little freaky, but he doesn't notice that. There's nudity in this movie too, but it's like that artsy kind of nudity, except for one scene with somebody showing their dick. Yep, that's what I said. Somebody shows that pee-pee. And yeah, I lost my train of thought because of the pee-pee. Let me look at my notes. Yeah, so then it becomes kind of like a weird scenario. Like that's where I come up with the misery because he's stuck in this cabin now, and it's also very much like the Lord of the Flies, where there's this group of unruled kids, children of the corn, so to speak, and they are at the top of the canyon, and they are dropping supplies daily, but also tormenting them, particularly Wyndham, because he's new to the whole situation, and there's just so many weird things that go on, and it becomes almost like a Stockholm syndrome. I thought they were going to lean a little bit more into it, but they did just enough to where Wyndham and Alina bump uglies, but I guess that was like a secret plan all along. And then we go through. The movie is also paced on the moon phases, so we get like chapter cards image on the screen. So I might have missed one or two, but I know there was Sturgeon Moon, Harvest Moon, Blue Moon, and Beaver Moon listed. So we were kind of given a timeline. So he was there for quite a while. And yeah, the music was very intense, and I don't want to give too much more away. The group of the kids are called the Strays, and again, very much like the Lord of the Flies scenario, where they're just like these savage kids. You don't really get any resolution to that either. It's like a weird group, but there's so many weird things. Like if you're not into like the weird kind of artsy imagery and intense music playing, and then just like very dramatic slow burn movies, you might not like this. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. This is Magnolia, by the way, um, and just so interesting. Just trying to make sure I don't miss anything on my note card, but I think I hit everything. I didn't write down where I watched it. I binge watch a lot of movies all at once, and I take these notes, and I forget where I went, what place I went to. Anyways, it's worth checking out if you can find it in one of your local theaters, or streaming soon, streaming on some streamer network near you, or just go to Bootleg, whatever. Prime Video. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Prime Video. I rented it for $6.99. Uh, I have lots of Prime Video credits. You put your card in there, your credit card, and they deduct it. And I like to think that it's like an Amazon gift card, but then it's not. It's my own credit card. So yeah, at the end of the month, there's like all these charges for movies just to do these reviews. That's going to do it. Have a great day. Let me know if you check out The Seeding or what you think about The Lord of the Flies.
Row 18, plot 20.